Hello, fantasy footballers of Mermaid Pool Spa and Patio League. Welcome to episode 8 of the Mermaid podcast. This is Mark Hostetter, your commissioner, with the ever-winning Evan Baker. You couldn't tell, but Evan was actually taking a knee there at the beginning of the intro. I don't know what he was protesting. What are you protesting today?
All my fantasy football losses.
This year,
I'm protesting them all.
You're on a hot streak, so there's nothing to protest.
Yeah, W1 right beside my name.
Are you protesting your future getting careered on?
Yeah,
Yes. The
completely against that.
Okay.
100%.
Well, we have our
especially this week.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We got a lot to talk about that.
Lots.
So today we have our first. Well, we already had one special guest, but it was kind of like a
Scott's
takeover.
very special.
Scott took over the microphone. Today we have our second special guest of the year. We have Jeffrey Whitcomb of, what's your team name, Jeff?
Victoria's
Victoria's
Oh,
Money.
yeah, Victoria's Money.
Named after the horse that my draft pick was based on.
Do you feel that your horse did you justice so far?
I was feeling that up until last week.
Why? You had a good week.
For me, I did, but
No, you had a good week.
It's not a really good week overall.
Okay, I can live with that. I can live with that.
All right, so with Jeff being on the podcast today, we have our only licensed physician of the Mermaid football group with us. So we kind of wanted to get Jeff's takes on some injury-related news, maybe give us some hot, tidbits of information for some of our listeners that are struggling with some injury things.
Should we recap last week while Jeff's with us first?
And then
just move right into the injury segment? Or do you want to...
Let's just recap. Let's get it out of the way since we're talking about injuries. And last week...
rough week. It was a lot of injuries.
Get the elephant in the room out of the way. I'm bitter right now. I'm still... it's like I'm in a dream, but Aaron Rodgers went down hard.
Yeah.
So here's my first question to Jeff. Jeff, if you're starting a quarterback, with your expert medical opinion, would you start a quarterback with 2 good collarbones or 1 good collarbone and 1 broken collarbone?
I would prefer and recommend one with 2 good collarbones.
So
Stephania Bell level stuff right there.
So don't start Andrew Luck or Aaron Rodgers this week.
I would say probably not. That would not be the most effective strategy.
Unless I was playing you.
Unless you're playing me, then it would be the best strategy.
Nice. So Aaron Rodgers goes down, and miracle of all miracles, I beat our number 1 person in the power rankings, the GOAT, Blair Lynch, without a quarterback.
Without a quarterback.
Was scoring 77 points.
Yep.
That's something.
That is something. Not.
All right, let's quickly get away from that. So I'm thinking about that.
All right. So Blair took one on the chin. Even though Tom Brady had a serviceable week, 20 points, he outscored Aaron Rodgers by 20. So, not sure where. And that's kind of where the wheels... Well, nope. Blair's second highest player was Ryan Suckup, who had 18 points.
Yeah, I was a little worried about that
So,
Monday night, kicking all those field goals.
There was a lot of Monday Night Magic and almost pulled it off. 5 field goals and 3 extra points.
Yeah. So Lewis went up 131 to 114 going into Monday night. Kyle needed 16 points for Monday Night Magic, and
Yeah, he had T.Y. and the Tennessee defense.
put up a whopping 3 points for Monday night. That's Monday night letdown.
There's got to be a better name than Monday Night. What's the opposite of Monday Night Magic?
Hangover. Monday night walk of shame.
We'd like to hear podcast suggestions for
So
then Nate getting his first win. We can't lower that. We can't. We got to raise him up a little bit.
Nate got his first win. Nate, Evan's gonna thank you for his free lunch that he got today for me. Jordan,
Kung Fu Cafe
never
is
betting on
feeling
you again.
good.
Never gonna bet on Jordan again. They're both 1-5 now. Scott
won by
got a
50.
Win, won by 50, and all week long we've heard from Scott that his team is on a roll, that they're on fire, that they're
dangerous.
Right where they want to be. Do you believe? We got a lot to. We'll get to Scott later. But since we have two people who played each other last week, Evan's Golden Grams beat Victorious Money by a lot. 147 to 86. Jeff, how did you feel about that?
I can't say it wasn't expected. I mean, look who I played as my running backs. I had Marshawn Lynch and Duke Johnson Jr.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you needed the senior Duke Johnson.
Man, something. I need a non-Browns player.
I had a full-blown text message ready to go when Rob Gronkowski scored his third and fourth touchdown or whatever, predicting the career for the week for Jeff. And fortunately, he stopped it too.
Oh, man, you got Le'Veon Bell, Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
You took a tough one this week, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, since when did the Saints decide to run the ball?
I know.
Hey, they got rid of Adrian Peterson, no less clutter in the backfield.
Would you like right now, Jeff, to on the podcast let everybody know that you got careered on this week by someone?
Yeah, Mark Ingram freaking careered on me, and then Le'Veon Bell had his first good game of the year.
Is that his first good game? He had one of the, but he's been putting up some stinkers.
4, 8, 15, 36, 8, 30. He'll be solid. He'll be fine. They're figuring it out. That was a big game. That was a big win. They realized if they give Le'Veon Bell the ball 147 times, they're going to get some yards out of him. So, as long as they keep that streak alive.
I do have an issue. So, because I'm here in Columbus, I have the good fortune of being able to watch the Browns every Sunday. That's who they decide to show on the local CBS station. So, I'm watching the game, which I have some interest in because you played Deshaun Watson, and of course I had
Duke Johnson.
Great Duke Johnson Jr. So I'm watching this game, and Deshaun Watson takes a snap out of the shotgun and basically catches the ball and tips it to whatever running back was running by him, and he runs basically a sweep in for a touchdown. And they said because he threw it,
because he
got
forward.
credit for a touchdown pass.
Oh, interesting. I never saw that play.
He didn't just straight up hand it off. And I have an issue with that because he threw the ball like 6 inches.
We may need to.
He got credit for a touchdown pass.
We may need to.
It's just like Blair getting that stupid shovel pass to Travis Kelce.
We may
touchdowns.
need to. We may need to take a look at that and see if there's some points adjustments there.
If we need to take 6 points off my score, I'm okay with that.
Well, yeah, I'm not. Because it doesn't affect the outcome.
If you can find 9 other of those plays.
You know what's going to be funny though is we're going to do that. We're going to take 6 points from Evan, and then when it comes time to playoffs, he's going to be out of the playoffs, and it's going to come down to total points, and he's going to lose by like 4.
No.
That's the way it should go. If it comes down to that, we need to take those points away. Sorry, Evan.
That's fair. I will say that I was looking at the games Thursday night. I was watching the game, and Kelvin Benjamin had 9 catches for 99 yards.
I saw that too. I was pretty happy about that.
And then yeah, exactly. And then Deshaun Watson had a 39-yard pass, which is 1 yard short of a bonus. And so I was just like, one of these things is going to cost me the week, and it ended up not, but I was fully prepared for that meltdown on Monday.
You
had a lot of room to spare.
Monday Night Meltdown.
So the other thing, I had to leave, and I couldn't watch my 2 running backs play, the Le'Veon Bell and Kareem Hunt, and the app started kind of acting kind of funky, and I was like, what is going on? It kept erasing their scores and bringing them back and erasing them and bringing them back. Like, what in the world is going on? So I'm like texting Mark, and Mark is...
I gave you some good updates.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt had a 52-yard touchdown run and all that stuff. I'm like, what in the world? So...
Hey, I thought that was right. Maybe I was looking at a different week. My bad.
Must have been a different week.
You should have told him that Le'Veon Bell and Kareem Hunt ran into each other going into the locker room at halftime and they both fractured their leg.
That would be tough blow.
That would be glorious.
I mean, hey,
would be awesome.
It could have been worse. I could have started the number 1 running back this week.
Oh God.
Derrick Henry had 32 points.
Oh no.
Yeah, go ahead and play him next week.
He's just gonna stay right at home on my bench, I think.
If you think he's the number 1 running back, I have a great quarterback named Aaron Rodgers. I'll trade you right now.
Derrick Henry for Andrew Luck, straight up.
Derrick Henry for Aaron Rodgers, straight up right now. Take it or leave it.
Leave it.
Darn. Okay.
Next time.
So last week was an interesting week. We had some high scores, we had some low scores, we had some upsets, first win.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a pretty interesting week. We had a lot of text messages flying back and forth. We love that everybody's getting involved and sharing their 2 cents. Even Lewis gets involved whenever something goes in his favor. He'll chime in, but leave once it goes in against his favor. So thanks, Lewis. All right, so let's ask, since Jeff's here, let's ask Jeff about some injuries and some players that are injured. We need some hot rumors about players that are dinged up that you maybe think some owners should be a little concerned about. Do you have some tidbits for us?
Well, I know Emmanuel Sanders hurt his ankle. They got some X-rays on it. Those were negative, but they're doing an MRI, which would show like soft tissue injuries, like tendons or ligaments. There's damage there. You compare that to someone like Jameis Winston, who hurt his shoulder, his throwing arm. X-rays were negative there, but they're not doing an MRI there, so apparently there's a lot less concern.
So Scott was talking this morning about possibly playing Jameis Winston this week. Would you? But he's banged up. But I mean, is he going to play? Is he going to be good? Is he going to be fine, or is he just going to be the same old Jameis this year and let everybody down?
At Buffalo.
It's hard for me to say. I think I saw a report where he was going to practice. I mean, I would definitely want to see him practice and throw a little bit before you confidently start him. But I would say if he can throw, practice this week, he should be fine. He should be good to go.
Is there anybody injured right now that would be? Is there anybody injured right now that you would want to try to buy low on? Maybe not. I mean, in our league, obviously, maybe some people are going to listen to this and try to buy low on someone, but maybe they've got some other leagues. Anybody that you want to buy low on that everybody's like, oh, they're injured, they're going to be out for a while, but you think, you know what, this isn't that bad, he's going to come back and take the field by storm.
Well, I kind of tried to do that with Greg Olson. He was, he got hurt. I think it was week 2. But he's supposedly he'll be eligible to come back in like week 10.
You got Gronkowski.
I do.
Hey, 2 tight ends have been very formidable in the past.
We all know that Gronk will find a way to get hurt at some point this year.
He missed a game 2 weeks ago, right?
He missed one game.
Right, that was the week I think that was last week. I scored a grand total of 69 points that week.
You made a good pickup with O.J. Howard.
Yeah, it was a great pickup.
You could have started Mark Hostetler and scored the same amount of points.
Exactly. So this is kind of an insurance policy, or maybe some trade bait later in the year.
I don't hate that move. I mean, that's what the IR slot is there for.
I know someone who will always trade for Gronkowski.
Yep.
That's in the back of my mind.
He put it out there. He was ready to make a trade.
You know what? If you get 2 stud tight ends, though.
I'd like to get a few more good games out of him before I send him away.
Is he number 1? He's number 1 in the tight ends, right?
He is.
Gotta be.
Yeah. 2 touchdowns last week.
Zach Ertz.
He's my best player, so I might have a hard time parting with him.
That's
You just need a little more back, Jeff. That's all right. Don't be afraid to ask.
We'll see. I'm
You make it. You're not a trader?
I never have been.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's tough to trade you. There's not. I mean, it has to be. I would say that a lot of times it's got to be fair, right down the middle to get a deal done with you.
I mean, I would rather lose with the guys that I drafted and believed in than
You drafted him for a reason.
That's right. Then trade them away and get beat by them.
I've taken the
That would
opposite.
be a much worse way to lose.
I think I've taken the opposite. I don't think I've got anybody on my team that I drafted. I got Andrew Luck.
No, those are all people that he picked up at 4:31 in the morning.
Hey, I waited until like 8 o'clock today, so...
I know. I was
What?
on there at like 7.
What about Andrew Luck? When do you think Andrew Luck's
Yeah,
gonna come
can we
back?
get... Where are you... Do you know what's going on there? Why is it taking so long?
Honestly, I have no idea. I haven't really kept up with. I know he started throwing again, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they said he was running the
Doing
scout
drills,
team
yeah.
and
Yeah,
throwing
I
the ball
mean,
30, 40 yards down the field and on the sideline.
So do you call other doctors at other hospitals trying to get the inside scoop on some of these injured players, like before anybody else does? Is there an underground doctor network of fantasy footballers that are?
Oh,
like,
yeah, for sure.
Hey, before anybody knows it, Andrew Luck's never coming back. His career's done. You know, get rid of him.
You just need to get in good with one doctor, and that's Dr. James Andrews. He'll give you all the information on Tiger, on everybody, because that's where everybody goes.
Maybe my future needs to be. I need to do a sports medicine fellowship, and then I need to find a way to work for like ESPN or something like that, and just be their doctor, and just do. My job could be going on podcasts and doing interviews and making recommendations.
Jeff, I we really do appreciate you coming on today, and I hope you just keep checking the mail for that check that we sent you for the guest appearance today.
If you make it onto ESPN and their podcast, I need a contractual obligation that every time that you mention that you got your start on the Mermaid Pools Fantasy Podcast.
You can find us on YouTube. We have 7 hits.
You know what? If that happens, I would most certainly do that.
Oh, we're getting syndicated then.
But I wouldn't hold your breath.
So what you're saying is you're not quitting your day
telling me
job.
there's a chance.
No, I'm not.
That's too bad. So here's a last question for you. Next year, are you in for, if we do a live draft, are you in for traveling back to the great state of Indiana or doing
Nevada?
Nevada?
Lost wages.
Are you in for a Vegas draft?
Oh, that would be tough. It would depend on.
Here's what we do.
Bachelor party that we never got to throw you.
Yeah. Here's what we do. This is just a brilliant idea that just came to mind. So there's always conferences in Vegas, and there's always probably medical conferences in Vegas, and there's tour conferences.
There are. This is true.
We could all just go to our conferences, and we'll just meet up and do a draft.
Exactly.
Hey, I'll look into that. I will.
It's a tax write-off.
Tax write-off. There you go.
There's also conferences in like Hawaii and Key West and places like that. Just
yeah, there are.
But in Vegas, you can go to New York and Monte Carlo.
And Paris.
Yeah, I mean, you can
and
just travel
Italy,
the world.
all over.
and other things happen there that it might be too soon to mention, but
People get shot for listening to country music.
I listen to country music all the time while I'm
this
there.
is true.
So you probably shouldn't go to Vegas. Well, if we do a live draft next year, are you in for a live draft or a Skype draft?
I'd be up for that.
Okay. All right. He's in.
I like that. I
three
like
in.
that.
3 down.
You know what? We could, at the very least, use that house party app where everybody can FaceTime at the same time.
No, we're not doing faces.
Come on.
No. I don't want to see all your faces at once.
I do.
I can't.
That's
do
what a
that.
live draft
No,
is.
because you're
seeing
gonna,
all our faces
You're
at
gonna
once.
show up in like your underwear or something. It's just gonna freak everybody out, and you're gonna get an advantage.
That's what Jeff drafted in this year.
Is it working for him?
Oh,
It
ouch.
obviously did not work.
Well, okay. So, I lied. Last thing. Let's get your opinion on something. There was an idea thrown out last week that on Thursday night games, you would be allowed to substitute out one player. So, let's say you played O.J. Howard and he sucked Thursday night, and you wanted to, one time of this season, substitute him out before the Sunday games and put someone else in there. But what was the rule? So you could do it one time a year.
You get one time per year, and the idea was thrown out that you could only sub out somebody. Like if Carson Wentz throws for 30 on your bench on Thursday night, you can't put him in the game.
Yeah.
You can only take out a player that does bad on Thursday night.
But then you
only get it one per year.
You only get it one time per year, and there may be a chance that you don't get to play that player next week.
Yes, that was the other stipulation we talked about.
How you feel on that rule change? You like that idea?
Only once a year?
Once a year.
I like it. I like things that mix it up and bring a little bit more strategy into it.
Mermaid fantasy football game changers, just like Survivor.
Right there.
This is a random idea I've had. I also like the idea of players getting a point if their team wins, like their actual game.
I don't hate that idea either.
I don't hate that idea either. That could, so you have what? 1, 3, 5.
So realistically, you'd have nine potential extra points.
That could swing a game.
Yeah, that's as much of a bonus. Granted, probably people are going to be getting wins on the other side too.
Yeah, but
it puts more of an emphasis on drafting players from good teams.
But if you got 7 players who win and they only have 2, that's 5-point swing. They could win you a game.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I like that idea. I think next year we need to throw in some new rules.
Drafting a coach.
You're the coach.
No, there's something on there. Some leagues.
Oh, if you draft a coach,
you get points if they win. If that coach wins.
I know who Blair's taking.
Yeah.
Andy Reid.
The Jets.
All right, Jeff.
Jeff,
well, thank you for
you.
being on the podcast. If Aaron Rodgers breaks his other collarbone next week, I may have you back on to see if no collarbones are better than 2 collarbones.
I won't give the spoiler answer right now.
All right, thank you. Keep us on the edge of the seats. That's how you keep.
You sold us the whole chair, but we only need the edge.
All right, Jeff. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Jeff.
You don't want my research?
Oh yeah. Never mind. Stay on the podcast.
Wait, yes.
So last week there was some statistics thrown out about Lewis texted the group about highest points per game.
Yeah.
So it snowballed, and I guess the medical profession is not very busy because Jeff was just pouring over statistics this week, and he dropped some major statistical bombs on us. We could do a 2-hour podcast on it.
Yes.
But we're not, because nobody would listen to that. Well, maybe they'd listen. I'd listen to that.
I'd listen to that.
So, let's talk. I just want to talk about all-time winningest teams and records. So, Jeff went through all of the years minus the Tom Murray year, which is the forgotten year.
Yeah.
The
untraceable.
The untraceable year. We don't have records for that. But we have records for the last 6 years, right? 6 years?
Since 2011.
Yeah.
2011. So the last 6 years, this is the 7th that we have record of. So Jeff went through and calculated all the records from every player. We have 7 players that have played all 6 years. Mm-hmm. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. So, do you want to start at the top or the bottom? You want to get it out over with first?
Put it out there. Start from the bottom, work your way up.
So, at the bottom of the rankings,
out of the 87 games that we've played,
regular season games.
So what I have is regular season, and then I also have playoff, but then they're separated. They're not combined.
Okay.
And I updated it through this past week, so this is now through 88 games.
So through 88 games, who has the worst record of the 7 all-time players?
Sorry, Evan, but you have the worst record of the 7 players who have been around the whole time.
Hey, that's
you
going to
come in at 39 and 49.
Okay.
30,
All right.
39, doesn't that equal a certain point total?
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that another day. So Evan brings up the caboose at 39 wins. Who's next?
1 game ahead of him is Scott at 40 and 48.
So if I win this week, then we're tied.
Right now, Scott is listening to this podcast, pumping his fist like, yes, I'm ahead of Evan. Yes, I'm beating Evan.
That's all he cares about.
That's all he cares about. He's got to win this week to keep it that way.
If he wants to stay ahead of me, he's got to win this week.
All right, so Scott's number 6. Who is number 5?
Adam comes in next. He's 41 and 47, so they're all neck and neck right there at the bottom.
Right there. Okay.
What's he, 41 and 47?
41 and 47.
Okay.
All right, so that is 5. Who's 4?
You are 4. You're 43 and 45, so you're just about to the 500 mark.
You're not far in front of us.
I will be honest.
For somebody who's won 3 championships, you're not far in front of us.
So the first year I won a championship, those aren't in here, but your good year that year isn't in there either. But I will tell you that I was thoroughly disheartened. I was like, I got punched in the gut when I saw those numbers. That I was, I'll be honest, I was behind Lewis.
Yeah.
Indeed, you were. But the sad thing is you're so close to getting to 500, and then Rogers gets hurt.
I know. Thanks for that's called salt in the wound.
Yeah. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills and Mark Hosteller.
Man. So, going back just to make sure, you're not recommending to play Aaron Rodgers this week.
No. Okay. And based on what I'm hearing, I don't think he's going to be back at all this year.
I was thinking about keeping him on my team as like a morale booster,
He's that chemistry guy that doles out the high fives to everybody.
He's a glue guy for my team.
He's a glue guy. Everybody needs a glue guy.
All right, moving on.
I
can't think of that. I can't think about that anymore. All right, so I'm number 4. Number 3 is
Lewis. So this is our first winning record. He is 45 and 43.
2 games above 500.
And he's got a good team this year, too.
Yeah, he's going to be...
Spoiler alert, he's number 1 in the power rankings.
Lewis, I'd like to personally apologize for all the years of giving you crap about your team, of all your teams, and you have a better record than I do. Sorry.
Yep, same here.
All right, so here comes the top 2 teams. Who is number 2 in the league?
Number 2 is the GOAT, Blair.
What's his record?
He is 54 and 34.
Ooh, 20 games above 500.
He is always in it.
Always in it.
Is he always in the playoffs?
No.
There's been 1 or 2 years that...
Pretty much, but we need to point out one
4 out of
very
6
important
years.
thing here.
What's that?
0 championships.
0 championships, that's true.
Would you call him...
Buffalo Bills?
The Dan Marino of...
Is there a little bit of Ewing theory going on for Blair Lynch? Can't win the big one with him as your coach?
Can't win the big one.
Andy
Has he ever
Reid?
made the finals? Yeah, he lost to Lewis.
He lost to Lewis.
Oh,
that year Lewis scored like 1,300 points, by the way.
Ouch.
Also, coming up next week, I calculated all the points from every season.
And there are some mind-blowing statistics there.
Mind-blowing statistics. So that's a little teaser for next week.
So if you haven't deduced by now, we have with us greatness on the podcast.
Greatness and the worstness.
Greatness and the worstness.
And right in the middle.
We have the all-time winningest Mermaid fantasy footballer on the podcast. That'd be you, Jeff.
Yeah, 55 and 33. So I'm only ahead of Blair by 1 game. So it's not like I'm running away with anything.
Hey, 22 games above 500.
So do I get a half a point for assisting you on being the greatest because I blocked Blair this week?
Yeah, we can give you half a point, and then for all the times I beat Evan, I'll say he gives me like 5 points.
Don't worry, Jeff. You don't need any points after my calculations from this week.
Yeah, definitely not. So you're 55 and 33. 55 wins. I guessed the highest had 65. I was a little overshooting it there.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But he's so.
Yeah, when I asked you guys, Mark, you guessed the best record would have 65 wins. Evan said 62.
He was
And
closer.
then, I guess
Price
Evan
is right,
has a very
AJ.
poor opinion of himself because he guessed the worst record would have 20 wins.
Not knowing that it was him. Hey, when you asked me that question of how many wins do I think I had out of 87, I mean, I was very confident I was
You
over
were.
500.
You were. You said you guessed 45 and 42. So you were pretty close.
I knew that there was 2 years that I had really bad teams. I'm boom or bust, but I didn't think I had that many. I thought I had more better seasons than bad seasons.
You're right there. Those really bad seasons kind of held you down.
You know, and I thought looking at my team this year, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have a winning record. I'm gonna get over 500, and then it happened.
But ultimately, you have 3 championships. Jeff has 3 championships. Money talks.
And that's all that really matters.
That is all that really matters. Let's go through real quick the playoff records.
Alright, so playoff record. We have one of the 7 has never won a playoff game.
Adam.
Correct.
Oh,
Yes. Adam is 0-2.
Oh, I was gonna say he's only had one playoff game. So Adam's 0-2. Ouch.
Correct. And then Scott, Evan, Nate, and Jordan all have at least one playoff win. Then Kyle has 2 wins. Lewis has 2 wins. And then from there,
It's
Mark
just-
and I are tied at 6 wins each. However, Mark only has one playoff loss in his career.
And that was last year, wasn't it?
I don't know. I forget what it was.
I think it was last year.
One playoff loss.
One playoff loss.
That's very
So
impressive.
the years I make it to the playoffs, I rolled.
You get to the dance, you
You
win.
just got to get there. If you
I just gotta
you're
get there.
gonna win.
I just got to get there. Man. So I like dominating, and I know Jeff likes to dominate too. But I'm rooting for some underdogs this year. I'm rooting for some new blood to finally take home a championship, make it feel fair.
Make it feel like this isn't
I'm only
stacked against us.
I'm only looking at you, Evan, because you're the only other person in the room.
That's fair.
You're nicer than me, Mark, because I don't feel that way.
Jeff just says, "I love counting your money."
Yep.
Thank you.
That's right.
Well, I can't wait to hear some of the feedback on some of these stats. And if there's good feedback, we'll release some new stats next week that are really diving into.
Kyle, Nate, and Jordan, we have yours figured up too, but I can't find them right now.
We'll get back to on those.
I can tell them their records.
Oh, you do? What do you got, Jeff? You already got that figured out. You're so good.
Kyle is 27 and 33. And Nate has a winning record, so Nate is 18 and 14.
Mm-hmm.
What? Oh, he had
He's
one
only-
really good year.
Yeah, he went 10-4 his first year. Scored the most points. in the
Fairly
league.
small sample size, but still has a winning record. And then Jordan is 18 and 28.
Yeah.
So
they're in
actually,
the-
that is the lowest win percentage of any of the 10 of us currently in the league.
Jordan is.
Yeah.
Ooh, ouch, Jordan.
I also went back and figured up all the other players too. Did you do that as well?
I actually did.
Yeah,
since I
like-
was in it.
Alex Bullion is the only one. Gage and Josh, they didn't do anything.
They're
And
bad.
Sean.
Yeah,
I don't even know who Sean was. Who was Sean?
he was a temporary service tech.
Yeah. He still owes me $25. So
Mark's not bitter or holding a
if you
grudge or
see him
anything.
anywhere, let him know he owes me $25.
Well, I don't know what he looks like, so I don't think I'm going to be seeing him anytime soon.
He looks kind of Mexican.
That doesn't help.
That should narrow it down.
If you're in the at the ER, just look for any of the Mexicans and see if any of them are named Sean Chavez.
I don't think that's gonna help much.
Hey, do you happen to know this guy who owes us $25?
If you can find my $25, I'll give you a finder's fee. Scott's
What's
probably
the finder's? What's the finder's fee?
It's at least 15%, right?
Sure. Good luck finding it.
Yeah.
All right. So that's I don't know how we can go from there. I mean, there's some people right now are trying to wrap their head around some of those numbers we just gave them.
Yep.
Some people may be crying.
That was a
some
gut
people
punch.
I bet Lewis right now is like, that's right. He's probably like dancing around his studio apartment like, told you guys I'm better than you.
He's earned it. I mean,
I fully expect
stats speak for themselves.
As soon as Lewis listens to this point in the podcast, I fully expect a text to the group.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with
And
that.
I'm looking forward to some sort of meme.
Meme, GIF, something like that.
This dank thing that he keeps talking
Yeah,
about.
these dank memes.
Yeah. Something
On the
about
Reddit.
that. Adam may go into... Adam's down there towards the bottom with you and Scott. He's plotting right now how to get over 500.
Yeah.
Adam, I'm here to trade you. Anytime.
Anytime.
Love to make trades. Alright, well, Jeff, is that all you got for us today?
That's all I got.
Okay, well, you keep thinking of some fun stats. Next week we'll have some more stats. And if there's any more big injuries, we may have you back on to talk about the severity of, how many knees you would recommend a player to have. Or
Here you go. Breaking news from ESPN right now, Jeff. Good to have you on here for your take, for your hot take. It says quarterback Andrew Luck suffers setback and is pulled from throwing because of soreness.
That's not good.
Soreness in a surgically repaired right shoulder, they say.
Well, there goes my season.
Gave him a cortisone shot and sent him back out there.
Give him a cortisone shot and tell him to earn that money.
But what's the point of sending him back out there?
No, they didn't send him back out there. They did give him a cortisone shot, but they didn't. They limited his throwing.
Realistically, why? Why do that? I mean, the Colts suck.
They do suck.
Yeah, but their division's not good, and it's surprising that they're only a game out of first place.
But I mean, even say they make the playoffs, they're not gonna do anything. So what's the point?
Sometimes all you gotta do is get to the dance.
Yeah.
Well, that's true for you, Mark.
But I mean, you gotta sell tickets. You gotta do all that.
Jim Irsay needs that pill money.
Man, when's he gonna walk away?
Never. He's gonna die as
They
that.
bury him.
Yep. That's bad.
That's too bad.
At least he's really good at Twitter.
So what you're saying is I need to start sending out some trade offers for Andrew Luck right now before I put the podcast on.
I would recommend that.
Yeah.
Jeff, you want Andrew Luck?
No.
Dang.
I did. I heard that Peyton Manning was in Cleveland.
Whoa.
Yeah. Looking at front office position or something like that.
Yeah.
Why not the Colts?
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Colts have Chris Ballard. They'll love him. He could be our head coach next. He could be our head coach starting right now.
Do you remember last year? Was it last year you were all about the Peyton Manning, John Gruden thing?
Oh, I wanted it so bad. I still do. If you gave me the option for Peyton Manning and John Gruden to run my franchise, I'd take it.
Run it into the ground. Bunch of idiots.
Ugh.
Doesn't John Gruden only says what his bobblehead says, so he just says yes all the time.
That is true. He just scowls at players until they start doing what they're supposed to.
Hey, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
I'm sending out trades right now, just so you know.
All right, Jeff. Well, thank you. Thank you again so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you guys. It was fun.
All right. Well, next time we get a big injury, we'll let you know. We'll have you back on here. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
All right. See you guys.
See ya.
See you, Jeff.
All right. So Jeff's gone. Let's get into quickly
Some power rankings.
Power rankings. I didn't do power rankings because I'm still stewing about my team.
Bitter, but I moved you up 3 spots. Or 2 spots.
You do realize my quarterback is a corpse.
I go by record, and then I go by points scored if you're tied. So my number 1 is Lewis. He's got the best record in the league.
Lewis does have the best record in the league. Lewis is kicking some butt right now.
Mm-hmm. He's scoring high points and winning.
How did he get? Oh, Antonio Brown's on touchdown put him over, didn't it?
Yep. Blair number 2. Mark at number 3.
You can't put me number 3. I've got.
Doesn't matter.
All my players are getting hurt.
Your power rankings are based on past performance, not on future performance.
Well, future performance is going to be a dud.
Mark at number 3, Jeff at number 4, Kyle number 5, Evan number 6, Scott number 7, Adam number 8, Nate number 9. Bumped him up for the big win.
Nate got his first win, and he moves up out of the basement.
Jordan taking the spot in the cellar.
Jordan, you lost me $5 worth of lunch today,
and it was delicious.
How good was it? Was it worth worth the victory?
Worth all I had to do for it, which was nothing.
We gonna bet again on something?
No.
You gonna bet on you and Scott?
No, because then I'm gonna bet on me, and I'm gonna get double whammied.
I'll take you.
No, because then I have to root for myself to lose or win. I don't know.
So let's. I need to propose this trade real quick. Let's see.
What else you got here? What's on our list?
I'm making a trade right now.
With who?
I can't tell you that.
Come on, let's.
I can't broadcast it to the whole world.
Andrew Luck to Evan Baker for.
All right, let's just go. Let's just
look kick you in the nuts, and I'll take Andrew Luck off your hands.
Let's get to some predictions for next week. So everybody's giving us a hard time about our predictions. That you predicted me to lose. These aren't really predictions. These are guesses.
Oh no, there's very scientific ways that I go behind.
We're going off of ESPN's lines, which are not accurate at all.
So some big matchups this week.
We're gonna save the biggest one for the last.
What's the biggest one?
You and Scott.
Okay, all right. So we've got Jeff and Jordan.
Jeff and Jordan.
Jeff's team a little slumpish right now, even though he's got a good record. Jordan, a bigger slumpish, but
I'd like to point out
his team could score points at.
Wait, I'd like to point out right now, if the lineup stays the way it is, Jordan is playing Matt Ryan, Devontae Freeman, and Mohamed Sanu.
Why not stick Falcons for a team that just got beat by?
Why not stick Tevin Coleman in there and let's just hope? I mean, go big or go home.
Yeah, or you could just trade me Devonta Freeman. I'll give you Mark Ingram, and that way you get a little NFC
straight
South.
up.
Well, we'd figure out the fine details. Okay? Those would be the nuts and bolts of the trade.
I'm gonna go with.
I'm going Jeff because Jordan's in my division. I want him to lose.
Fine, I'm gonna go Jordan. Jordan, if he plays all Falcons and they go nuts, he's gonna roll.
Yeah, that's gonna be a boomer bust squad.
Gosh, this team is not good.
Moving on to possibly the worst team in the league against possibly one of the best teams in the league. Nate at Kyle.
Oh.
Kyle currently projected to win by 24 points.
Oh. Yeah, I'm going with Kyle on this one. Sorry, Nate.
Yeah,
you got your one
same
win.
Here.
You got your one win. Good luck.
Kyle's team is good.
Nate doesn't really have that bad of a team.
No, but it's just a bunch of 7-pointers.
Yeah.
And Alex Smith.
You just hope that someone breaks off some long ones.
Yes. Chris Thompson had a good game for him last week.
You're welcome.
And Alex Smith,
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay. Here's a matchup I'm looking forward to. Lewis at Blair.
Oh, these two always get
division leaders, and we usually get some good pictures and videos and images.
Yep. Lewis always looks up to playing Blair. He's always
circles it on the calendar every year.
Yep. This is kind of this is almost like a mini grudge week here. Blair and
I know.
Lewis,
I feel like we need to do something to accentuate this here.
I recommended at one point adding extra points on the grudge match weeks. Big weeks.
Yeah.
So, let's see here. Lewis is still riding that Cam Newton train. Blair's got Tom Brady Sunday night. Oh.
Home against Atlanta. Super Bowl rematch.
I don't know. I'm going to go with Blair.
Adrian Peterson coming out of nowhere to have a huge game.
Thank goodness he was on his bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with Blair on this one. My gut feeling says Blair.
Yeah, I think Blair's got some better matchups. Ezekiel Elliott got cleared to play.
You got lucky there.
So, I think...
Was he suspended last week? I didn't play him.
No, he's on bye.
Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad.
Yeah, I don't know. Lewis, I'm here to help you out if you need improvements. Let me know.
I'm here for anybody to help out. My team is on fire sale. I've updated my trading block. I put it out there. Nobody responded. If you haven't looked, my whole team's on the trading block. So
Aaron Rodgers?
He's on the. I moved him from untouchable to trading block today. So make your offers. And I am completely open to trading players for non-players. So lunches, cash
considerations,
pets. I mean, whatever you want to send over. Text me.
Another semi-grudge match is Mark at Adam.
We
projected to be a 1-point game at this point.
Man, my team is bad.
Yeah, is Adam's team good?
He doesn't have. Oh, you know who's going to beat me this week is Eddie Lacy because I traded him Eddie Lacy.
Oh. AJ Green at Pittsburgh. You know what? If it makes you feel any better, both the receivers I traded to Jordan and Adam went for touchdowns last week. Jarvis Landry and Golden Tate.
Yeah, and I wanted Golden Tate, you jerk. You know what? I'm rolling this week. I'm going 5-2. No, there's no way I win this week. I'm playing Ben Roethlisberger.
Adam's team's not good.
He's got Drew Brees
at Green Bay
and AJ Green.
At Pittsburgh.
He's gonna beat me.
Those aren't favorable matches.
Here's what's gonna beat me is the Jags playing the Colts. Jags are just gonna eat them up and spit them out. Their defense is good.
Their defense is good. They may have 100 sacks.
Oh,
last game, Scott at me.
This is by far.
If Scott's team stays the way it is, he's not playing a second running back, and he's played a guy on a bye, and I'm projected to win by 58 points.
Couple things here. One, Scott changes his team name. He is not calling our league a dumbass league.
No, he's in.
He wants us to show him our TDs.
You know what? You know what's weird about this? This game right here. This is my official prediction. This game, whoever wins this game gets the last playoff spot.
Ooh. Hey, I picked Scott to win the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm picking Scott to win this week. He's got a lot of good matchups.
You're both 3-3.
Yep.
He's got Andre Ellington, John Brown. Oh, those are guys off his bench.
He's gonna play Fitzgerald.
So, do you
Doug
like
Martin.
this? Do you like this?
Hope he plays Blake Bortles. He's on his bench right now, but.
Do you think this is some mind game? Are the mind games working that he's playing well? That he's not showing his hand yet?
By not showing his hand, he's showing his hand.
What's his hand?
His hand is Derek Carr, Brandon Cooks, Doug Martin, Jay Ajayi, Jordan Howard. We know who he's playing. Stick him up there. Come on.
Stick him up there?
Come on.
Just get him in there?
You know what? I like that I've got Kareem Hunt going on Thursday night, and he has Kansas City defense and the Kansas City kicker.
Ooh.
So after Thursday night, I think I need to be up by 10 points after Thursday night.
So, and you've got the Monday night kicker.
And I've got, Jake Elliott.
And he could play Nelson Aguilar.
He could. I don't think he does. Maybe he's got Marvin Jones on. I don't know who his receivers suck. Brandon Cook. He's playing Brandon Cooks and Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, my official prediction. This is gonna be a blowout.
Scott by 100.
No, come on now. Scott's been putting up some low scores. Last week he went over 100 for the first time in like 4 weeks. Put up 2 straight weeks of over 130 points.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No,
I say...
I had 108.
I say you win by at least 30. I say Monday night you can bench that kicker and it won't even matter.
No. If I get a chance, I'm running up the score.
Are you going to take the Bill Belichick approach?
I'm taking the step on their throat, don't let them back in the game.
How much trash is going to be talked?
Well, I told him I'm putting him on blast, and I'm shutting it down right now. I'm all silent treatment all the time.
Are you going to single-handedly cripple his team this week? Are you going to send him to Are you going to start his downfall?
one of us is going to start the other one's downfall, regardless of what
Both
happens.
3-3, both on a one-game winning streak.
Mm-hmm. A lot of everybody playing the other division again this week. So
how'd that work out last week?
that worked out. So I gave propers to your division.
Yeah, for
4 out of
everybody
5, and your division 1.
Everybody
And,
here saying, "Oh, my division, the Mark's division's so weak, so weak."
I mean,
4 out of 5 wins. I mean,
yep.
I benched my quarterback and still won. Kinda. He's not really hurt. He's gonna be okay.
Another big week. Big week.
This is gonna be this. I cannot wait for the Texas thread because there's gonna be a lot of.
Yeah, I feel like this is gonna be a good one.
We may have to venture to Buffalo Wild Wings and try to convince you guys to get out.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm excited either way.
Those are our official. Throw it on the wall. See what sticks. Sometime we're going to go back and we're going to go through these predictions and see just how far off we are. So maybe they'll be like, pick the opposite next week. And then
Exactly. Right. You know what? This was a weird week because remember, like all the real life football games, all the underdogs went like 10-3. So
always cheering for the underdogs.
Always cheering for the underdogs. So Scott, maybe that's a good sign for you this week.
Oh, no, I don't think it helps him. I think you'd roll him.
No, I don't like this reverse jinx that you're putting on me.
I'm getting paid to do it.
Don't put it on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you dare.
I'm putting it on you. You're going to win big. You heard it here first, podcast for Mermaid Fantasy Footballers. Scott is going to win big this week.
I think I just heard Kareem Hunt's leg snap.
Like Gordon Hayward's ankle.
Gordon Hayward style.
Ugh. Still makes me want to vomit.
Welcome back, NBA.
Yeah. Hey, welcome back, NBA. My Bulls, 2 starting power forward and backup power forward got in a fight and both are out for the first 8 games. Congratulations. Suck it, Bulls. All right, so that is it for episode 8, right? Episode 8. We will see you guys again next week on episode 9 to talk about all of the grudge matches and hopefully, well, at least half of you guys are going to be happy and half of you guys are going to be mad.
This is going to be another good week, so I'm excited.
All right, we'll see you next week. Thanks
Bye,
for listening.
everybody.